Have you ever had that feeling deep down inside that there's something more to life than meets the eye? Like there are invisible threads weaving together the tapestry of your existence, guiding you towards your destiny? Well, you're not alone. Many people have experienced this sense of a greater purpose, a hidden meaning behind the chaos of everyday life. What if I told you that there are actually 12 universal laws that govern our lives, shaping our reality and influencing every decision we make? These laws are the key to unlocking your full potential and creating the life you've always dreamed of. So if you're ready to take control of your destiny and master the forces that guide your life, keep watching. Now you might be wondering, why should I care about these universal laws? How can they possibly impact my life? The truth is, understanding and aligning with these laws is essential for anyone who wants to live a fulfilling, purposeful life. These laws are the foundation upon which our entire existence is built. They influence every aspect of our being, from our thoughts and emotions to our actions and relationships. Without a deep understanding of these principles, we risk wandering through life aimlessly, never quite reaching our full potential. Imagine going through life without a map or a compass. You might stumble upon some incredible destinations, but you're just as likely to get lost along the way. That's what life is like when you don't understand the universal laws. You're at the mercy of chance, hoping that things will work out in your favor. But when you master these laws, it's like having a GPS system for your life. You know exactly where you're going and how to get there. You can navigate any obstacle, overcome any challenge, and create the life you've always wanted. The first law we'll explore is the Law of Divine Oneness. This law states that we are all connected, that everything in the universe is part of a greater whole. You might look around and see a world filled with separation and division, but at our core, we are all one. We come from the same source, and we are all made of the same energy. This means that what affects one of us affects all of us. When we harm others, we harm ourselves. When we lift others up, we rise together. Understanding the law of divine oneness is the first step towards living a life of compassion, empathy, and unity. When you truly internalize this law, you start to see the world differently. You realize that we are all in this together, that our fates are intertwined. You start to treat others with kindness and respect, knowing that their well-being is intimately connected to your own. You also start to see the bigger picture, understanding that every action you take has a ripple effect that extends far beyond your immediate circle. The second law we'll discuss is the law of vibration. This law states that everything in the universe vibrates at a specific frequency, including our thoughts and emotions. Every thought you think and every feeling you experience has its own unique vibration. These vibrations are like radio signals, broadcasting your energy out into the world and attracting back experiences that match your frequency. If you're constantly thinking negative thoughts and feeling low vibrations like fear, anger, or despair, you'll attract more experiences that match those vibrations. On the other hand, if you focus on positive thoughts and high vibrations like love, joy, and gratitude, you'll attract more of those experiences into your life. This is why it's so important to be mindful of your thoughts and emotions. They are quite literally shaping your reality. One way to raise your vibration is through the practice of gratitude. When you take time each day to focus on the things you're grateful for, no matter how small they may seem, you start to shift your frequency. You start to vibrate at a higher level, attracting more positive experiences into your life. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or difficulties you face, but rather choosing to focus on the good, even in tough times. The third law is the law of action. This law reminds us that we must take consistent, purposeful action towards our goals if we want to manifest our desires. It's not enough to simply think positive thoughts or visualize our dreams. We have to be willing to put in the work, day after day, to make those dreams a reality. This can be challenging, especially when we don't see immediate results. It's easy to get discouraged and give up when things don't happen as quickly as we'd like. But the law of action reminds us that every effort we make, no matter how small, is moving us closer to our goals. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the fruit the moment you put the seed in the ground. It takes time, nurturing, and consistent care before that seed sprouts and grows into a strong, healthy plant. The same is true for our dreams. We have to be willing to plant the seeds, to take those first steps, even when we don't see the results right away. We have to trust that our efforts are making a difference, even if that difference isn't immediately apparent, and we have to keep showing up, keep putting in the work, day after day, until our dreams blossom into reality. The fourth law is the law of correspondence. This law states that your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. In other words, the circumstances of your life are a direct result of your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. If you want to change your life, you have to start by changing yourself. This can be a difficult pill to swallow. It's much easier to blame our circumstances on external factors like other people, the economy, or just plain bad luck. But the law of correspondence reminds us that we are the creators of our own reality. We have the power to shape our lives through the power of our minds. If you find yourself constantly struggling with financial lack, for example, the law of correspondence would suggest that there's something in your inner world that's vibrating at the frequency of lack. Maybe you have limiting beliefs about money, or you're constantly worrying about not having enough. To change your financial reality, you have to start by shifting your inner world. You have to replace those thoughts of lack with thoughts of abundance, and you have to start believing that you are worthy and capable of attracting financial prosperity. The law of cause and effect. You reap what you sow. The fifth law is the law of cause and effect. This law, also known as the law of karma, states that every action has a consequence. Whatever energy you put out into the world will come back to you, whether positive or negative. In other words, you reap what you sow. This law can be both empowering and sobering. On the one hand, it means that you have the power to create positive change in your life by taking positive actions. When you put out love, kindness, and compassion, you attract more of those things back into your life. On the other hand, it also means that you are responsible for the negative consequences of your actions. If you put out hate, anger, or resentment, those things will also find their way back to you. The law of cause and effect reminds us to be mindful of the energy we're putting out into the world. It encourages us to take responsibility for our actions and to strive to be the best version of ourselves. It also reminds us to be patient and trust in the timing of the universe. Just as a seed doesn't sprout overnight, the consequences of our actions may not be immediately apparent. But we can trust that every positive action we take is planting a seed that will one day bear fruit. The sixth law is the law of compensation. This law states that you will always be rewarded for your efforts and contributions. The universe is always seeking balance, and when you put out positive energy, you will be compensated in kind. This doesn't necessarily mean that you'll get a direct one-to-one reward for every good deed you do. The law of compensation works in more mysterious ways. You may put out a lot of effort in one area of your life and see the rewards show up in a completely different area. Or you may not see the rewards immediately, but trust that they are on their way. The key is to focus on giving your best in every situation, without attachment to the outcome. When you do your work with a spirit of service and generosity, the universe takes notice. You may not always be rewarded in the way you expect, but you can trust that you will always be taken care of. The seventh law is perhaps the most well-known, the law of attraction. This law states that you attract into your life whatever you focus on. Your thoughts and emotions have a magnetic power that draws experiences to you that match your vibration. If you're constantly worrying about lack and scarcity, you'll attract more experiences of lack and scarcity. If you're focused on abundance and prosperity, you'll attract more of those experiences. This law is not about blaming yourself for negative experiences, but rather about empowering yourself to change your reality by changing your focus. One powerful way to work with the law of attraction is through the practice of visualization. Take time each day to visualize your ideal life in vivid detail. See yourself living your dreams and feel the emotions of already having what you desire. This practice helps to shift your vibration and align you with the experiences you want to attract. The eighth law is the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. This law states that energy is always moving and transforming. Nothing stays the same forever. Change is the only constant in the universe. This can be a challenging law to accept, especially when we're going through difficult times. It's easy to feel like our struggles will never end, that we'll be stuck in this negative situation forever. But the law of perpetual transmutation of energy reminds us that change is always possible. No matter how dark things may seem, a new dawn is always on the horizon. This law also reminds us to embrace change, even when it's uncomfortable. Often, our greatest growth and transformation happens during times of upheaval and transition. If we resist change, we stagnate. But if we learn to flow with the ebbs and flows of life, we open ourselves up to incredible new possibilities. The ninth law is the law of relativity. This law states that everything is relative and our experiences are based on our unique perspective. What one person perceives as a tragedy, another may view as an opportunity for growth. This law reminds us that we always have a choice in how we interpret our experiences. We can choose to focus on the negative, or we can choose to find the lesson and the opportunity in every situation. We can choose to compare ourselves to others and feel lacking, or we can choose to focus on our own journey and celebrate our progress. The law of relativity also highlights the importance of gratitude. When we take time to appreciate what we have, our perspective shifts. Suddenly, our problems don't seem as large, and we find more joy in the present moment. The 10th law is the law of polarity. This law states that everything has an opposite and that contrast is necessary for growth. We can't know light without darkness, joy without sorrow, or growth without challenge. This law can be difficult to accept, especially when we're going through tough times. It's natural to want to avoid pain and seek only pleasure, but the law of polarity reminds us that both are necessary and valuable. Our challenges are often our greatest teachers, pushing us to evolve and grow in ways we never thought possible. This law also reminds us to embrace the full spectrum of human experience. We can't selectively numb our emotions, shutting out the bad and hoping to feel only the good. When we allow ourselves to fully feel and process all of our emotions, both positive and negative, we open ourselves up to a richer, more authentic life experience. The 11th law is the law of rhythm. This law states that everything in life is cyclical. Just as there are seasons in nature, there are seasons in our lives. We go through periods of growth and expansion, followed by periods of contraction and reflection. Understanding the law of rhythm can help us navigate the ups and downs of life with more grace and ease. When we're in a period of contraction, we can trust that it's a necessary part of the cycle, a time to rest, recharge, and integrate our learnings. And when we're in a period of expansion, we can embrace the opportunities for growth and adventure. This law also reminds us to trust in the timing of the universe. Just as we can't force a flower to bloom before its time, we can't force our own growth or manifestations. We have to learn to surrender to the natural flow of life, trusting that everything is unfolding in perfect divine timing. The 12th and final law is the law of gender. This law states that masculine and feminine energies exist in all things, and that balance between the two is necessary for harmony and creation. This doesn't refer to biological gender, but rather to the qualities of masculine and feminine energy. Masculine energy is associated with action, logic, and individualism, while feminine energy is associated with receptivity, intuition, and nurturing. We all have both energies within us, regardless of our gender identity. The law of gender reminds us to strive for balance in our lives. If we're too much in our masculine energy, we may burn out or become rigid and dominating. If we're too much in our feminine energy, we may become passive or overly dependent on others. By consciously cultivating both energies within ourselves, we create a sense of wholeness and empowerment. We've covered a lot of ground in this exploration of the 12 universal laws, but it's important to remember that mastering these laws is a lifelong journey. We don't just learn about them once and then have it all figured out. We have to continually practice applying these principles in our daily lives. Some days it will be easy. We'll feel in flow, able to effortlessly manifest our desires and navigate challenges with grace. Other days it will be harder. We'll get caught up in negative thought patterns or feel like we're swimming upstream. That's all part of the process. The key is to be gentle with ourselves and to keep coming back to these teachings. Every moment offers a new opportunity to align with these laws, to choose thoughts and actions that are in harmony with the universe. And as we continue on this path, we start to see incredible shifts. We find that we're able to manifest our desires with greater ease, that we're more resilient in the face of challenges, and that we're able to find joy and meaning in even the simplest moments. So if you're feeling called to dive deeper into these teachings, trust that call. Seek out resources, teachers, and communities that resonate with you. And most importantly, start applying these principles in your daily life. The more you practice, the more you'll start to see the magic and miracles that are available to you. In conclusion, the 12 universal laws are a powerful tool for anyone seeking to live a more fulfilling, purposeful life. By understanding and aligning with these laws, we can unlock our full potential and create the reality we desire. But it's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up each day and doing our best to live in harmony with these principles. It's about trusting in the journey and having faith that the universe is conspiring in our favor. So as we close out this exploration, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on which of these laws resonates most deeply with you. Which one feels like the key to unlocking your next level of growth and transformation? And what's one small step you can take today to start aligning with that law? Remember, every journey begins with a single step, and every small positive action is planting a seed that will one day blossom into the life of your dreams. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. If you found value in these teachings, please share this video with someone who could benefit from it. And if you're ready to dive even deeper, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and join our community of fellow seekers and dreamers. Together, we can support each other in mastering these laws and creating lives of incredible abundance, joy, and purpose. So let's keep shining our light, keep spreading our magic, and keep trusting in the unfailing power of these universal principles. Until next time, keep dreaming big and living in alignment. The universe is on your side, and your best life is waiting for you to claim it.